At the beginning, we see a school teacher named Ray, whose secret name was Zero. He used to steal money from thieves and return it to the rightful owners, helping people in this way. However, soon his fate is put to the test. Next, we see a gang that has captured Zero's friends because they were trying to steal back money that the gang had stolen. Zero arrives there, but the gang wants to kill him. Just then, a woman arrives and says, "Our chairman wants to meet you." A wheelchair-bound elderly man appears. He is the most powerful person in Japan and the owner of the Jigen Group. He offers Zero and his friends a chance to participate in a special game. If they win, they will be able to live like kings for generations. Tempted by the money, they all agree, but they do not realize how dangerous this game truly is. They are taken to an amusement park, where the chairman's assistant announces that the winner of the game will become the new chairman of Jigen Group and receive 100 billion yen, equivalent to 8,062 crore Bangladeshi taka. A curtain is pulled back, revealing the prize money in front of them. Seeing so much money, everyone goes crazy, but Zero feels that something is definitely wrong. Before he can think further, the first game begins. A curtain is drawn open, revealing 6 cages, each marked with a dice number. The assistant rolls the dice 3 times, and each time, it lands on 1. The 4th time, the assistant rolls again and tells them to guess the number. Based on their guess, they must enter the corresponding cage. Those who guess incorrectly will have a giant iron ball dropped on them. If anyone shares their answer with others, they will be disqualified. They are given 30 minutes. Zero realizes that this game is designed to find a worthy chairman for the company. The game seems simple, just guessing a number, but why would such a big company choose their leader based on mere guesses? Something is definitely wrong. Instead of focusing on the correct answer, Zero starts thinking about how to survive. The assistant demonstrates by crushing a rabbit doll with an iron ball, warning that the same will happen to the players who guess wrong. This terrifies everyone, shifting their goal from winning to survival. Zero also notices that if he sits at the corner of the cage, he can avoid the iron ball whether his guess is right or wrong. Meanwhile, a math expert named Seiki calculates that they have an 80% chance of dying. A gangster named Sakura notices something suspicious every time the dice were rolled in the video. It showed 1. This seems odd. Seeing everyone's confusion, the assistant gives them a hint. Even if they enter the wrong cage, as long as they survive, they can move on to the next round. Suddenly, a student named Shraku enters cage number 1, prompting others to follow. But Zero realizes that the video shown on the screen is not live, but pre-recorded. This means number 1 cannot be the correct answer. He warns everyone, and they quickly exit the cage. Zero keeps thinking, but time is running out. He notices that Shraku is still inside cage number 1. Shraku tells him, winning this game is as easy as picking up money from the ground. Meanwhile, another player, Seiki, comes up with a plan and he shares it with his partner. Seiki's strategy is to ensure that no one survives, eliminating competition so he can win easily. He tricks Zero's friend into entering cage number 3. Seeing this, other players start moving toward cage 3, but Seiki suddenly announces, "He stole our money, he must die." Hearing this, everyone backs away in fear. With just 1 minute left, most players gather in cage number 5. Sakura enters cage number 4. To save his friend, Zero jumps into cage 3 and tells him, "Stay as close to the walls as possible." The assistant announces that the correct answer was number 4. Iron balls drop into every cage except 4. Players who stayed near the walls survive, but everyone in cage 5 dies brutally. The iron balls are lifted again, and the surviving players exit the cages. Shraku, the first to enter cage 1, had cleverly positioned himself in a corner to survive. The assistant approaches Zero and advises him not to share his strategies with others. Instead, he should act like Shraku so that players get eliminated faster, increasing his chances of winning. Zero recalls something when the assistant rolled the dice. He did it from the left side, but in the video, the dice appeared to roll from the right. Although Zero shared his discovery with others, the game master still allowed him to advance to the next round, which would be even deadlier. The next day, all players gather in front of a massive building, but another group of contestants is already there. complaining about the large number of players. The chairman's assistant announces that they have prepared 20,000 challenges. Players must win 4 rings to claim the 100 billion yen prize and become the chairman of Jigen Group. Each game area has a signboard displaying its difficulty level and the number of rings awarded for winning. Zero approaches a game venue, where a player tries to cut in line, causing a scuffle. Suddenly, a player emerges from the game venue with his tongue cut out, terrifying everyone. They start looking for an easier, safer game. Zero enters another building, where he sees a few other players standing before the chairman. The chairman tells Zero, "So far, I have found only 2 people worthy of becoming the chair, Manayu and Shiraku." He then gives them a challenge. The game is called quarter jump, and the death rate is 75%. The chairman explains that if someone wins, every member of their team will receive 2 rings, but Zero and Shiraku must accept the challenge. A guard forcibly puts a mask on Zero and takes him to a high platform. Zero is told that his mask will be removed for 10 seconds, allowing him to observe his surroundings. He notices that one side is marked as exit, safe, while the other 3 sides are covered with metal sheets. If he jumps in the wrong direction, he will fall to his death. After 10 seconds, the mask is put back on, and the platform is rotated, making it impossible to remember the safe direction. To win, Zero must guess the correct direction and jump. If Shiraku jumps first and guesses correctly, Zero will automatically lose. Meanwhile, other players are stationed on each side, trying to persuade Zero to jump in their direction, as they will earn a ring if they succeed in misleading him. However, Zero is unaware of this rule. He is given 10 minutes to decide. The chairman gives each player a few coins before the game begins, but they are not allowed to toss them. Since the platform was rotated, Zero's previously seen safe direction might no longer be correct. Suddenly, Zero hears his friend Hiroshi calling him from one side, urging him to jump there. To confirm, Zero asks Hiroshi some personal questions, and he answers them all correctly. However, when Zero asks about the writing on his glasses frame, Hiroshi hesitates and falsely claims that the writing has faded. In a flashback, we see that just that morning, Hiroshi's glasses had fallen, and Zero had picked them up, noticing the writing. This confirms that the person calling him is an imposter. As time runs out, Zero must make a quick decision. He places a coin on the ground and asks Seiki, who is on the opposite side, to identify it. Seiki, unable to see, lies and says, "It's shining too much for me to see clearly." A guard then gives Seiki a mirror so he can check the coin. Seiki quickly identifies it as a 50-yen coin. Zero places another coin and asks again. This time, Seiki gives the correct answer immediately, raising Zero's suspicion. Earlier, he claimed he couldn't see, but now he can? Zero cleverly positions a coin at an angle and asks Seiki to identify whether it's heads or tails. Using the mirror, Seiki gives the correct answer. This confirms that Seiki has a device to see the coin. In the end, Zero jumps toward the assistant and survives. The chairman, waiting there, congratulates him. However, Zero still suspects foul play. His instincts are correct. Had he taken another step forward, he would have fallen into a hidden pit. Zero throws away his mask and refuses to continue playing. But the chairman warns, "If you don't play, I can kill you."